decision to get back into football? Why now? Was there something big in your life that led to that?
No, that was kind of always the plan. When I, had my last knee injury in 2016-17 season, I decided I was going to focus on track through the next Olympics. Actually took a year longer than I planned because of COVID. So, but now we're here. So.
Added perspective now that you've come back after a few years.
Yeah, I think I've honestly been playing football since I was 5 years old. So it's almost more like natural to me than running track because I've been doing it longer. So, when I was running routes, I first started running routes maybe 6 to 8 weeks ago. I was like, man, this doesn't feel like I took any time off. Obviously, I need some work slowing down because I've just been running full speed the last 5 years. But other than that, it's been good.
I imagine training for track and football are totally different things. Can you share with us any of the big differences you found?
I think the biggest thing, especially in my event in track, the hurdles is super technical. And then football as a receiver is super technical, right? Like route running, ball skills, catching the ball. So it's just a lot of, like the overall athletic training is similar, but the stuff like the route running, catching and hurdling is kind of more specific. So it takes a little bit more time. But I feel pretty good, like as an athlete overall.
How does summer look like for you, potentially doing the World Championships and football?
Yeah, so the goal is to, I'm pretty much going to put football on the back burner for now. I just wanted to come to Pro Day and, announce that I'm taking this seriously. The goal is to get ready for Worlds, compete at Worlds, win, break the world record, do the whole thing, and then July 18th when Worlds is done, I'll go to camp the next week. So the end of July is when training camp starts, and then all of August is preseason, stuff like that. So that's kind of the goal I envision in my head to make it work, and I feel like that is quite possible.
What do you think that's going to be like, Worlds here in Eugene on U.S. soil?
I think it's going to be sick. Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, to be honest, any meet in Eugene is awesome. So to have the World Championships, like the biggest, meet on this stage is pretty cool as well. I was talking to my athletic trainer, Anna, who works with me and travels with me. I was like, it'd be cool if they had the Olympics in Eugene. I was like, well, you know what? There's a lot more sports than just track. So I was like, they're not going to be able to work with all the venues, all the athletes staying in the dorms. Like, I don't know if that'll work, but it's an amazing place.
Is there anybody in particular you've been working with over those last 6 to 8 weeks? Who's been thrown to you?
So to be honest, my coach, my track coach, Jamie Cook, he actually was a high school quarterback, played his freshman year at Penn State, quarterback safety. So he's a great athlete. So he's been throwing the ball to me. And it's kind of hard. I do train at the Naval Academy. I work out with some of the Naval Academy, athletes, but their schedules are so rigorous because they're, it's a service academy. It's hard for me to fit in when they're doing workouts because they're doing workouts like 5 a.m. And not that I don't want to go out there at 5 a.m. They have full practice, right, with the team. I can't just jump in spring practice. So it's been a little bit difficult, but hopefully, now that I'm doing football stuff, I'll be able to connect with more quarterbacks and get more consistent reps.
I know Grant Hall is a pretty good football prospect out of high school. Has he been chirping at you during this whole thing?
Well, he didn't know about it. No, I didn't tell anybody until, last week. I didn't really want to blow it up too much because I wanted everybody to, have the opportunity to do well, which they did today. But, yeah, I'm sure Grant will have something to say. We'll talk crap about it later.
So competing in the Worlds and also trying to make an NFL comeback, how do you handle all of that together?
That's a good question. I don't know exactly. My coach would just say be an athlete, so that's what I'm going to try to do. Just focus on just being as strong as possible, being as fast as possible. That's kind of my key attributes on the football field anyways. I was a fast guy on the field, so as long as I can do that, I think I can handle the other football, curriculum, and then just start catching balls, running routes. The more natural that feels, the better for me. And I got plenty of time until the season starts, right? The season starts in September, so I got some good time to work on it.
What's been the most difficult part of getting back into football after 5+ years?
To be honest, just slowing down. The decel stuff. In track, right, we never really practice specifically decelerating. So we're wearing spikes is kind of dangerous. But in football, right, a big part of that is your ability to accelerate and decelerate. So the last 6 weeks, that's pretty much all I've been doing is just practicing slowing down, as opposed to running. I've done running, but I haven't done a lot of it in the last few weeks.
Devon, everyone knows how fast you are, right? That obviously pops off the tape. But if someone were to look at your tape from your time here, what do you think would stand out aside from the speed? What are people not talking enough about with you?
To be honest, I think I took a lot of pride in blocking while I was here, and our team, 2014 specifically, with Keenan Lowe and Darren and Dwayne Stanford and all those guys, Braylon. We took a lot of pride in that, and that's why, we're not take all the credit, but Royce and Thomas Tyler had probably one of the greatest seasons as running backs in the history of Oregon because we took a lot of pride in that. So, not that that's it's important in an NFL game. It looks like it's not as important in an NFL game because, no offense to the receivers, they don't do a lot of blocking. But yeah, I took pride in my physicality and just my ability to make plays happen. And obviously, my shtick is me being fast. So I, made sure I was the fastest guy on the field.
What else has gone into this besides getting up to speed athletically? Have you done anything yet, or is that going to be more kind of down the road?
Honestly, in the last 4 weeks, I put on some weight just because I didn't want to weigh under 190 on the scale. Although I walk around 195, and then I'm 180, 185 during track season. But to be honest, just kind of doing more strength-specific lifting. A lot of my lifting with track is more plyometric based, which is important. But I got to get my strength back because it's a little bit different game from college to the NFL, and especially not having played in a few years.
And then just to get yourself on the map, are there any things you're doing, reaching out to anyone?
Not specifically. I think this is a good start with a pro day. I think I don't have an agent yet. I will in the next few weeks, and hopefully, we can just find a good fit so I don't jump around a whole bunch during camp. The goal is to find a team that can use an athlete like me and get in, fit in, and be on the team, and that's my team, right? So that's kind of the goal. We got to do our research.
I feel like scouts oftentimes have their poker faces on, but there was an audible gasp when you ran your 40-yard dash. What was it like to kind of hear that reaction?
Well, I didn't hear it, and then after I ran, I was everybody was silent. I was like, what the heck? But to be honest, I knew I was going to run fast. I don't spend a lot of time on the 40, but I just know that, that's what I do for a living. So I expected to run pretty quick, and, I'm sure they expected it too. They didn't expect the track guy to run slow. So, it's just good to get a fast time on paper. That's why I ran it. I probably didn't have to run it, but I just wanted to do it because, I wanted to do all the drills, even though I didn't spend a lot of time the shuttle and the L cone, which probably shows based on the time, but it's okay. I'm just here to compete, and I just enjoyed my time out here. It was pretty fun. I didn't get to do my pro day when I was in college, so this is my first and only one.
Do you have a 40 number in your head that you're hoping to hit today?
Yeah, everybody wants to run 4.2, but I know 4.2 is super fast. I know 4.1 is out of this world. So yeah, anywhere it said anywhere between 4.3 and 4.2. A couple slow times at 4.4, but the consensus was 4.3, so plenty fast enough. Yeah.
You ever take a step back and just think about, what you've accomplished in the past, what you're trying to accomplish in the future, and just think about all of that? What goes through your head when you do that?
I do, but to be honest, I thought I would have accomplished more. I figured I'd be an Olympic medalist, if not gold medalist by now. But I still got 6 or 7 good years in track in me, so I still got some opportunities to do that. But other than that, this was like I said, this was a plan to get back into football and see what I could do there. Whether my career is 10 years or just a short career, I gotta at least try because I don't want to be 40, 50 years old and be like, man, I wish I would have tried. So.